Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Another welcome to Leeds Minster, and this is going to be the fifth in my little series of mini performances. I'm going to play you three medium-length pieces today. The first one is rather clumsily entitled Largo, Allegro, Aria and two variations. And they're by a chap called Michael Christian Festing, and I believe he was an 18th century composer, and he wrote primarily, I think, chamber music, and this actually is taken from a sonata in E by Festing, and it's described as being for violin and through bass. The arrangement is by George Thalben Ball, whom we've encountered before, and I gave you a pretty extensive biography of him, so I won't repeat that here. Anyhow, it's multi-sectioned. Most of the sections actually contain an internal repeat, which has the effect of using perhaps two different registrations per section. And if not, well, at least giving the player a chance to get it right on the second time. That will be followed by another rather clumsily entitled piece. They were very much in vogue in the 1960s, and this is Introduction, Passacalia and Coda by Brian Brockless, and it's contained within a series of publications of contemporary organ music, and it's a very original work, and it's based on the technique of serial composition, and in a nutshell that involves taking the 12 pitches of an octave, if you like, throwing them up in the air and seeing how they land. Then you actually construct a row of those 12 pitches in order that they appear. You can then use them as the basis of composing melodies and even harmonies. Rhythms, however, are unaffected. And this piece, I say it's really quite original, and it's quite arresting in parts too. It was actually written at the invitation of Francis Jackson. I think that was possibly, he may well have been a doctor by then. Anyhow, our well-known friend Dr. Jackson, and Francis played this at a keynote recital in Westminster Abbey, marking the 900th anniversary of that building in the year 1967. So Francis, who is of course still with us, played this at the tender age of 50. As I say, it's not altogether what you would call tuneful, but it has many very interesting moments. The introduction begins with some upward flourishes on the contrasting manuals, the Great Manual and the Choir Manual, presumably to exploit, if you like, the space in Westminster Abbey. And then there's the most extraordinary continuation. The series of notes remains unchanged, but the whole thing is pervaded by a bossa nova rhythm, and I don't think you'll find anything like that else in the repertoire. Eventually that dissolves, and the Passacalia begins and grows and grows until the music of the introduction comes back again. There's yet another hint of the bossa nova, and the piece ends very loudly indeed, but on a chord of F. Not F major, not F minor, F, with the with the added fifth, which thus preserves the ambiguity of whatever tonality Brockless was thinking of. And finally, a piece by Andrew Carter. Now, there are two Andrew Carters who are well known in Yorkshire. One is the wonderful man who looks after this fabulous instrument, but it's not by him, it's by his namesake, who is a well-known Yorkshire composer. He writes very, very accessible music. There's a wonderful choral setting of Benedicite for adult choirs and children's choirs, and I do recommend that to you if you get a chance to listen to it. This is a trumpet tune which Andrew wrote some while ago, I think in the late 1980s. It's dedicated to Geoffrey and Pam Coffin, who are associated with principal pipe organs in York, and Geoffrey at one time was the assistant organist at York Minster. Anyhow, it's a very tuneful piece. It features our Jubilee trumpet, but the middle section is much, much quieter, and it's subtitled Love Song, so it's a little bit smoochy. So anyhow, there are the contrasting pieces, the Brockless in the middle and the more melodious stuff at the outsides.